What are you going to do different in your next marriage, in your next relationship? Are you guilty of any of these 15 different behaviors I'm going to talk about today that could be pushing your partner away and can have really negative consequences for you in your relationship? So if you don't know who I am, hi, my name is Mark Webb. I'm the marriage specialist, and these are videos I like to post as a way to help educate people who would never have a chance to come to my practice because I'm over in Valdosta, Georgia, and they may be in Montana or California or something like that. And this is a way for me to reach more people to make a positive difference. So hopefully you'll like this video. If you do, please like it, maybe even subscribe, because I do post these things fairly regularly, and I've got a pretty big backlog of these, of like 90 different videos, so you may want to thumb through those. But anyway, let's jump into these 15 different things. Number one, are you pushing your partner away by always overriding them in communication? So maybe they're trying to talk to you, and you go, yeah, and you just steal the conversation. You're not even really listening to what they say because you're in such a hurry to say what you've got to say, because what you have to say is more important. Number two, are you constantly dismissing your partner's complaints? They're trying to tell you what's wrong. They're trying to share areas where they're frustrated or unhappy, and you're constantly going, it's no big deal. You're making something out of nothing. You need to let up. You're too sensitive, pushing your partner away. Number three, are you failing to show compassion and empathy? Relationships need that compassion and empathy. And you can just say, well, I'm just not that kind of person. I'm not an affectionate person. I grew up in a family where we never really did that. We never showed any of that or said any of those kind of things. It doesn't matter where you come from. Anybody can learn how to have a healthy relationship. So don't try to hide behind, I had a tough childhood, or my first wife left me, or my second husband left me, or whatever. Quit making excuses. Learn how to be a more healthy partner. Number four, are you pushing your partner away by never verbalizing appreciation for their efforts? Thank you goes a long way. A sincere thank you. Stop and really pay attention to things that your partner does and start expressing that, and watch how the energy in your relationship starts picking up. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Can never say it enough. Let's see, what are we on? 5. You shut down when your partner is upset. So maybe your partner's upset. It might be with you, but it might even be their supervisor. It's got nothing to do with you, and they're just airing their complaints. Are you twisting it and making it be about you? Do you shut down as if somehow it's your job to fix what's going on? A common thing I'll see as the marriage specialist is I'll have maybe a wife who is upset, maybe about her supervisor. We'll just stick with that, and she's sharing her feelings to the husband, and the husband somehow is making this to where he's hearing, whatever I do is never good enough. I've got to fix something else. Bitching, nagging, complaining. He sucks, he gets a 0. So the guy is reacting to what he's hearing, so he shuts down or blows up or both, and does everything but give her what she needs, which is some certainty that he's there for her when she needs to share her feelings. If you are guilty of that, I encourage you to seek out some kind of therapist to help you learn to do a better job of learning to listen. Number 6, do you overanalyze everything your partner does? Are you quick to jump in and just assume you know what they're doing or what they're thinking because you think you know them better than they know them? And so maybe they're just doing certain things. You're doing this because your daddy this, or you did this because your childhood or that. Just ease up on that. Are you asking your partner a zillion questions constantly to where they feel like they're under interrogation? That you're making them feel like they're on eggshells, that, gosh, if I don't answer this question right, it's going to end up in a fight. So don't push your partner away by over-analyzing things to death. Number 7 is, does everything set you off? Do you have a short fuse? Do you get mad over the slightest things to where you're just this powder keg constantly going off? Number 8 is, are you pushing your partner away by withholding intimacy? Healthy relationships need physical touch. It needs that intimacy. And so, and I'm not even just talking about sex, but I am talking about, are you withholding intimacy sexually, like as a way of punishing your partner, or in some kind of passive aggressive manner to where you're just pushing that off? It's okay to go through short periods where maybe you're not having sex because of some kind of stress or ailment or something like that. But if you're constantly putting your partner off, you're going to have problems. I remember my professor in school, he used to say, if you don't use it, you'll lose it. And I remember that scared the hell out of me. I was like, man, I don't want to lose it. So make sure that you are showing that physical affection. And some people get so small with this stuff. They don't hold hands, they don't give hugs, they don't even kiss. So pay attention to this. If you're doing these things or not doing these things, you need to wake up and start feeding your relationship this energy. Number 9 is, have you stopped paying attention to your health and your hygiene? Nobody wants to be with a partner who has body odor or they got bad breath. Take good care of yourself. Eat right, exercise, just have a healthy lifestyle. Bathe, brush your teeth, all these kind of things, and present yourself in your best possible light. Don't make your partner just have to tolerate you because you don't really care about yourself. Number 8 is, you spend too much time on your cell phone, your computer, or in front of the television. There's a term I heard recently, it's called technoference, and it's where your cell phone or the TV or the computer is creating interference between you and your partner. I regularly hear this complaint in my office about people are frustrated because their spouse is always on their phone or always in front of the TV. You can't interact with these things when these other things are stealing that time. I've seen people out at restaurants, they're both on their cell phones, and instead of enjoying the date, they're on their cell phones looking up whatever. Number 11, are your hobbies seemingly more important? And is your partner always having to compete because you're giving the best of you to your hobbies and not to your partner? Your partner pays attention to what's going on, so don't think you're fooling anybody by your behaviors. They pay attention to where you put your time. So if you come home from spending time with your hobby and you get the cold shoulder, that's a sign that you need to wake more up. You need to wake up and put more time into your relationship. Number 12 is, are you pushing your partner away with frequent verbal attacks? Are you constantly blowing up and criticizing and finding something to bitch about? Nobody likes feeling like they're walking through a minefield. It causes them to have to tense up all the time and creates a level of anxiety that will definitely push them away because nobody can stand that long term. Number 13 is your nonverbal communication awful? Do you constantly have closed body posture? Are you looking down to avoid eye contact? Are you slouched as if you're bored all the time? 55% of communication is your body language. It's how you sit, how you stand, with your arms and legs across, your eye contact. Actions speak louder than words. And if you're kind of lousy at this stuff, I remember this technique that I learned a long time ago. It's called the act as if technique. And so what you're doing is you're acting as if I was crazy about you, how would I be sitting? How would I be standing? So think about how you were maybe in the early part of your relationship. You had that enthusiasm that your body just exuded. You looked at them intently. You were much more expressive maybe with your hands. Your tone was more engaged. Your body was more open. You leaned forward to show that sincere interest. Act as if you're crazy about your partner. Use that in your body language and watch it transform in a positive way. Number 14 is, are you hanging on to your insecurities to a point that it's exhausting your partner? Some people just have a constant need for reassurance. Look, we all have areas of your life that maybe we don't feel good about. I think that's kind of common for people to have. But are you somebody who is constantly bringing them up or saying, do you love me? Do you love me? Do you love me? Do you love me? Every day, every day, every day. People get tired of that. So if you're having self-esteem issues, once again, kind of go back to something I said earlier, and that's probably true for any of these. If you're guilty of these, seek out some kind of individual therapy. Go see you some kind of therapist and get you some help with this kind of stuff, because you don't want to push your partner away, especially if you got a good one. And number 15 is everything about you. You always bring the subject back to you no matter what's going on. So maybe they were in a bad accident and they're all stressed out, and somehow you're starting to talk about a car you had back in high school, or they're talking about they've been sick, and you start talking about something's going on with your work. You're not even paying attention to what's going on because everything has to be about you. So hopefully I've given you something to think about. I know I've kind of sped through these, but I do want you to be mindful of these, because if you got a great partner, don't push them away with these hurtful and neglectful type behaviors. So, like I said, please like and subscribe, and know there's more coming. Embrace your greatness. Thank you.